What is up, everybody? This is Ted, and this is Nerd Nonsense. So I'm gonna talk about some Pokemon E3 news from Pokemon Sword and Shield. I know I said I'll talk about this with Josh and Manuel. I know we mentioned it a bunch of times on different episodes of From Nerds Make Sense, but I'm going to talk about this one directly to you guys because I feel like out of Josh and Manuel, I feel like I'm more invested into Pokemon than they are. I'm not saying they hate the game, but I'm hardcore Pokemon. Everyone knows me. When you talk to anybody about me, they're gonna be like, "Oh, Ted is the Pokemon guy." A lot of people call me the Pokemon professor within friend groups and stuff. So I'm gonna take this one. And if this video gets like a lot of, well, I don't want to say a lot of likes. Like, we have a small fan base, so if this gets like probably 10 likes, five or 10 likes, and it gets like over 20 views, then I'll talk about this with Manuel and Josh and get their perspective on it. But if you don't know, there's a new thing, an app, I guess you want to call it. It's like Pokemon Bank. If you don't know what Pokemon Bank is, from any game, Pokemon game, from like Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, fucking Diamond, Pearl, all that stuff, you could put them online in like a cloud storage, and then you could pick them, store them there like a bank, and then pick them and withdraw them and put them in like Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, like that. It's a way you can carry all your Pokemon from every game over to the next. Now they announced Pokemon Home at a Pokemon Direct before E3, not before E3, but like a couple earlier in the month, I think, or yeah, I think it was June 5th. I think so. Yeah, I think so. But Pokemon Home is like the hub place of Pokemon Bank, so you can transfer your Pokemon Bank Pokemon to Home, to Sword and Shield, and back and forth. But you can't transfer Pokemon Home Pokemon to Pokemon Bank. They're stuck there forever. But Pokemon Bank is still going to be online. It's going to be for anyone who plays the older games that are on the 3DS titles. That are the 3DS titles. Put them to Bank, and then if you want to, put the Pokemon in Bank to Home to put in Sword and Shield. I hope that made sense. But anyway, it just wants you to bring all your Pokemon over. But we got some news at a Pokemon at a Nintendo Treehouse, which came after the other news that I'm not going to talk about here. But Matsuda, producer of Pokemon, he came out and said some interesting news. And when I heard about this news, I'm going to tell you before, I got really upset. I was at work. I was really bummed out for half the day because I don't have internet connection at work. So everything I was like loading up on on my phone really slow. So I didn't get a lot of answers. But lucky I came home, I watched Shofu's video. And I've seen a lot of Twitter stuff when I got home, so Shofu gave me a brief rundown of everything because I couldn't really find the video because I just got home. I just wanted something, and his video popped up. And I got a screenshot from his video, something Matsuda said, and I'm going to read it to you guys. He says, and now we're well over 800 Pokemon species in the game. And at Game Freak, we really spent a long amount of time thinking about what the best way to move forward was, really preserving the quality of all different Pokemon, while also taking account to the battle balance, having so many Pokemon available, all within a limited development time. So we don't keep fans waiting too long in every new entry into the series. And after a lot of discussion, we decided to come to a new direction. And what that means for Pokemon Sword and Shield is that players will be able to transfer the Pokemon from Pokemon Home only if they appear in the Galar Region Pokédex. So we were very careful. We spent a lot of time thinking what the best selection of Pokemon to match the setting of the adventure would be. So I'll talk to you more about details in the future opportunities, such as media and reviews, but I wanted to let you know today. And I know there are a lot of users of the Pokemon Bank service that are looking forward to Pokemon Home, so I wanted to let them know what the change would be well in advance. So, I'm going to talk to you guys about this in 3 different ways. 1 as a Pokemon fan, 2 as a Pokemon collector, and 3 as a Pokemon VGC battler. I don't play any tournaments. I'm not like anyone, like if you know VGC, it's like competitions. But any time I played Pokemon, I always played with the VGC rules with all my friends. So I sort of know like what's banned, what's not banned, what's OU, what's not OU, what's Ubers, I know all that stuff. So I'm going to talk to you as that as well. So, if you guys didn't understand what this guy said, what Matsuda said, he basically said that like I told you about Pokemon Bank and Pokemon Home, how you can carry all your Pokemon over to the next games. While this isn't true for Pokemon Sword and Shield. From Pokemon Sword and Shield, you can only transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Home, the cloud-based service, that are only in the Galar region. So that means not all Pokemon are able to be in Galar region. So let me talk to you that about a fan. As a fan, that's kind of upsetting because one, I know that we just came off the 20-year anniversary for Pokemon. You guys blew it, like blew up. You know what I mean? You got fucking Alolan forms, and you guys went all out. And as a fan, I feel like I don't know, like it's kind of cheapened by that. Like, I mean, your catchphrase for Pokemon has got to catch them all. Now it's like catch some of them if they're here. It's like it's kind of upsetting, and it's kind of and if a lot of people get connected to their Pokemon. I know that sounds like a nerd thing. Hey, nerds make sense. Look at the plug. But I know it sounds like a geeky thing, but there are people who love their Pokemon. I know Josh loves his Arcanine. He's in love with it. I know how upset he will be if Arcanine isn't able to be brought over from Pokemon Home, or he's not even in the game. You know what I mean? It's upsetting. Everyone has their favorite Pokemon. If Lickitung and Licky aren't in there, I'm gonna be upset because that's my favorite Pokemon. So as a fan, it's kind of upsetting that they went like that. I understand they said that they didn't want to delay time and everything, but I feel like if you took a little bit more time to figure it out, I would like all the Pokemon in the game because that's one thing I was hoping for. So let me talk to you as a collector of Pokemon. If you don't know what a collector of Pokemon is, this is a person who tries to get the Pokemon in the Pokédex. All the Pokédex, gotta catch them all. The phrase. Be the Pokemon master. As a Pokemon collector, this really blows. I was upset when in Ultra Sun and Moon that they in Ultra Sun and Moon that they didn't have the national Dex. I can get Pokemon. They'll let you put Pokemon in the game, but they wouldn't register on your Pokédex. And they wouldn't be anywhere. They just would just be skipped over. But you have them in the game. I wish they did that at least. I'm also a Pokemon breeder in the game. I breed competitive Pokemon. I love breeding Pokemon. I love getting egg moves and all that. It's a fun thing to do to pass the time. It's something that helped me through my I don't know even if I talked about it on here before. Yeah, I think I talked about it in the Marvel about when we talked about Iron Man 3. I had a lot of panic attacks, and a thing that will soothe me out was playing Pokemon and breeding Pokemon on the game. And that's one thing that helped me get through that a lot and to calm me down. And actually, that's why I love Pokemon so much because it actually connects to my actual real life, and it's not just a game to me. It's just something that helps me. It's a hobby. So that sucks that I can't really breed out Pokemon that aren't there. I can't get that 100% mastery. I'll get it, but it won't be national. Like he said, there's 800 something Pokemon, and I can't have them all. That kind of sucks as a Pokemon collector, and it's really upsetting. And I don't, and like I was really hyped for the game. I still am. I'm still gonna get the game, guys, obviously. And so it just sucks because I know there's a lot more people who are hardcore about collecting them all than I am, and I'm reading their comments saying that it's unread. If you guys don't know, a Pokemon YouTuber called Game Boy Lucas says it cheapens the game for him. Like it doesn't, like the hype goes away, knowing that you can't have all of them. So that's that. So let me talk to you as a Pokemon VGC player. As a Pokemon VGC player, this actually is sort of a cool thing because like I told you, I was really upset. I really was just gonna be upset this whole video, but I actually stopped and thought about it. So as a VGC player, um, even if you're not a VGC player, I know you know what Pokemon championships are. Like every in there is like all legendaries, all sorts of broken Pokemon, and they even talked about balance the game. It is hard to balance. You have Mega Evolution, you have Z moves, you have all sorts of stuff, and maybe having all the not having all the Pokemon in there. He didn't say like a whole region wasn't going to be there. There's some Pokemon that aren't going to be in there out of the 800. So how would you feel like if you went from 800 Pokedex to a 500? That's still a lot, or 600. You're missing 200 Pokemon. Dang, that sounds scary. That gave me chest pains just saying that. Trying to be optimistic, but one thing that it is as a competitive player, I know it's been kind of rough for people. I know people play competitive still, but it's hard because everyone has legendaries, everyone has megas, everyone has some type of thing. So what if they took out Pokemon that were like super broken? Like what if they took legendaries out? What? Because if you think about it, legendary Pokemon aren't as legendary as you think. They give them out like fucking Halloween candy, like fucking free samples. You got like last Pokemon for the 20th anniversary, they gave out every single legendary known one after another every month or every 2 months. And I personally, I have like probably two or three of every legendary. You know what I mean? So like Using legendary Pokemon. Some Pokemon are fucking regional to a certain region, like the fucking Tapus, the totems or whatever the fuck. Yeah, the Tapus, like Tapu Lele and all them. Those, though, you can't find those out of fucking Alola. You fucking what the fuck? You can't find the fucking well the. Let's see. I'm trying to think of other things on the fly. I don't really know, but that's a good example. Not all Pokemon are meant to be found everywhere. Fucking Victini's found in at that fucking lighthouse in Unova. So there's that example, but I think the best one was the Tapus. Like, not every legendary can be found in every region. You know what I mean? That stops making them legendary in the first place. So maybe I could see them taking out the legendaries. I know Shofu said the same thing, and when I heard that, I was already thinking that before, like on the way home from work. I was just like, what could they take out? Like, what Pokemon possibly can they take out? Because they did mention that some Pokemon that they're picking Pokemon that fit the region, so that makes sense. But fitting the region or the legendary is not. I mean, I'm don't think of fucking. This isn't the fucking Pokemon movies. Lugia is not gonna pop out of the fucking Galar region out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So picking out the legendaries and maybe like taking out. They didn't say. Well, maybe what about megas? Like, what did they take out megas? They took out megas. That'll be as well. That's another thing Shofu said. Maybe they'll take out the megas, and I agree with him on that. Mega Pokemon, as cool. Mega Pokemon are cool, like he said. Like I said, all this information I'm getting from Shofu's videos, and I understand what he's saying because Shofu's like one of the Pokemon people I watch the most, and I agree with most of what he says. Most of what he says, and Mega Pokemon are cool, but even like look at all the broken Pokemon like Mega Mawile and fucking Mega Latios, Mega Mewtwo, Mega Mewtwo Y. They're just fucking broken. And if you try to play with them in VGC, that's fuck, dude. That's already hard as it is. What counters that? You know what I mean? So maybe they'll take out the legendaries and the megas and maybe some yeah, lowland variants. Maybe the lowland Pokemon will go. I mean that won't dwindle the numbers because they had the same numbers of their Pokemon counterparts. So it wasn't like a whole new entry. It was just a variant. So I could see at a perspective that maybe some Pokemon don't need to be here. Like, I mean, I don't know. I know that doesn't help, but I know some Pokemon don't need to be here. And so that's how I see it. I mean, it sucks. I feel like they can do it. They didn't say it was impossible, They said that for production timing and getting the game out on time and, yada yada business talk, they can't put every Pokemon in the game, and I love how they do that, but I feel like it still sucks in a way. Like, even if I try to be optimistic and saying if they took the legendaries out, that would be cool. I don't care. I don't use legendaries. It's Pokemon battles. But think of this. I'm still talking as a VGC player. Think of this like Shofu made a good point. There's a lot of Pokemon that can come into Shine because certain Pokemon are gone. So his example in his video, I might leave a link to his channel in the description or something because I don't want to just bite off his whole thing. But he made a lot of good points that calmed me down as a Pokemon fan, and I was like, okay, let me think of a new way to do this video because I was really gonna jump in this shit and start. But like, what the fuck are you guys thinking? Because I never did that. If you ask anyone, I never said anything bad about Pokemon. And there's a lot of bad things about it, which I don't spend it because it doesn't matter at the end of the day because I love the game. But anyways, his example was Landorus T, the other form of Landorus, the ground type one. Yeah, Landorus, duh. He's really hard to. If you're trying to do competitive, you'll always pick him because he is like the ground type Pokemon to use. And there's not a lot of Pokemon that can substitute him out. Like you can't say, oh, well, if I can't use Landorus, I'll use blah blah blah. There's not. But if you take him out permanently, there has to be something that'll be there, and it'll open new doors and give more shine to new Pokemon that you never use. For me, I never liked using Pokemon. Well, I liked using them, but I never liked using the most I like using any Pokemon. I'd breed Pokemon that I think were cool, and I'll try to use them in battles. And if it did good, it did good. If it didn't, it didn't. It'll bring light to new Pokemon you never thought would be cool using in a Pokemon battle. That's what his example was, and I agree that does show shine because there is 800 Pokemon, and I guarantee you when you use them to battle, you don't use all 800. You use the most broken ones there, the one that seem cool. But there's a lot that you don't know the Pokemon that make them cool in themselves. I wish I could have examples for that, but I made that up on the fly right now. So, but there are a lot of Pokemon that are cool that can do stuff that the most broken ones do, but no one's gonna choose that one because you have the broken one right in front of you. So it could be it's like a double-edged sword. Yes, this sucks, but at the same time, like it could open doors to other Pokemon for you to use. Maybe you'll see a new in the VGC championships or whatever for Pokemon. You might see new lineups because I know Megas. Spoiler alert: Megas are gone now, and Z moves are gone now. So that's two big things out of the way. So now if you get rid of some of the OU Pokemon, the fucking broken Pokemon like the legendaries, then you have a whole new ball game in that sense. So yes, it does suck, and yes, I know a lot of people are going to be upset because I know I'm going to be upset as a collector, like I told you guys. But this might open doors. Who knows? Give it a chance. I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm still gonna get the game. I already bought both of them, so sorry. But it's still a shock because this whole Pokemon Sword and Shield game, the open world area, the fucking cutting Pokemon out and getting rid of Megas and Z moves, that is already different from any other Pokemon game because anything that's in the last game comes to the next one. Fucking Sun and Moon, Megas came to that one. Fucking, fucking all that other shit came with that one, all the other mechanics. But now this one's like, no way, Jose, not in our region. And then they already have their own little form, so I'm not going to talk much into that because I know that's going to be a bigger discussion with all three of us. But yeah, so that's my inside of it. I hope I made a little bit of sense of it. And like I said, I'll leave Shofu's stuff down in the description so you guys can, check him out because he really turned my turned my mood around because I was really upset. I didn't know how I was gonna do this video, and I was really upset. I was just gonna like, what the fuck are you thinking? This is so dumb. But he did calm me down and gave me some optimistic views. But it's still I can't think of any Pokemon that can't be in the game. Like they said, that is their slogan: "Gotta catch them all." But now we can't because they're not all available and. I mean, you could say they're available because these Pokemon are allowed in this game, but no. But in hindsight of the whole game, they're not available, and everyone will know it. And I think later down the line they might add them, as like not a DLC but like a patch or something, because I know, for Sun and Moon the Pokemon Bank took a while to come out because of problems. It took like 2 or 3 months, and it's so, and I really don't know how many Pokemon are going to be in this game in general. Like, we only got a couple of glimpses of some, and we got some leaks, but we don't even know, those are rumors at the end of the day. So we don't know what's really out there. They might have like added much of a Pokemon to level out, but that's it for what I wanted to talk about, guys. Let me know how you guys feel. This is Ted, and this is Nerds Nonsense, and hope I made sense, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.